So that felt very different. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Burns Reviews. My name is John as always, and today we are talking about the third in the Conjuring movie franchise and the eighth in the Conjuring universe, The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It. And the synopsis I will just read. One of the most sensational cases from the files of real-life paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren, where a young boy is murdered and the murder suspect claims demonic possession as a defense for the first time in the history of the United States. The reason I read that directly is because that is a very vague, open-ended, misleading synopsis for this movie. Starting with the positives, Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga are once again back, and they are fantastic. And I love these characters. I love seeing them. I enjoyed watching the first two chapters. They are sincere. You buy them as a couple. You love them because for every movie they're in, they seem to be doing this for free. No one seems to be paying them. It's always a family that seems to be kind of poor or on hard times and stuff like that. And I just like these characters. Now going into the negatives. And oh boy, do I have a lot. Starting from using pretty much every pop song from 1981, the biggest issue that I have is that this is not The Conjuring as we know it. James Wan said in a behind-the-scenes featurette that he wanted to go outside of the Conjuring format. He didn't want to be inside the house anymore. But the problem is that what he delivered instead, because I like that idea, is that he delivered basically an episode of Law & Order. I mean, you know when you're watching Law & Order and there's a guy, and there's another guy who leads to the next guy. We're going from one person. We're following the breadcrumbs. We're bringing the police into it. The police are actually working with Ed and Lorraine a little bit. The problem with this movie is that we keep jumping from a group of people that are being terrorized to a different group of people, to people that used to investigate said occurrences, to the police officers that are helping, to... It's a jumbled mess. There's too many people on the line, which I don't mind, but because of that, the flip side of that is that now we are sacrificing character development. So we don't really care about the people that are in danger. And if that wasn't enough, Ed and Lorraine are meant to be in danger, and we're supposed to believe that they might actually die. And, you know, if you know anything about the real Ed and Lorraine, you know that's not going to happen. You know they're not going to get killed off. So I didn't feel like there was any stakes. I found myself kind of bored watching this movie. I would compare it to a later season of The Walking Dead, where the story is now suffering, but because you like Rick and Carl and all those characters, you're along for the ride. You like them, and they're doing their best as actors. You're going to go along with it. And I will give them credit for trying something different. At the same time, it just felt very hollow. If there's one thing I could say about this movie, it felt hollow. I wanted more. The stakes were never there. The villains, which also is very unique this time around because it's not what they did in the first two movies. They tried something different. It doesn't quite work. You know, I no longer believed the opening title card when they were like, oh, this is based on true events. I'm like, there's stuff in this movie. There's no way, even if you're fudging the line, there's no way some of this happened. And yeah, I think the first half is better, but that midpoint on, you know, I was like, there's a twist. I think there's a twist in all three of these movies, but there's a twist that comes along, and when it happens, when they reveal the big twist, I'm like, alright. And then there's another twist, and you're like, alright. This was quite the letdown. I wanted this to be fun. I wanted it to be great, but I found it to be very sloppy. There's one character in particular. He's a fat cadaver that comes back to life and attacks people, and I'm like, it was laughable how bad it was. I can't say this movie was overly scary. I think a lot of the scenes that were kind of cool were shown in the trailer, so by the time we actually get to it, I started recognizing little pieces of it going, oh, we're gonna do that, we're gonna do that. Oh yeah, remember the scene with the waterbed? We're doing that. I bet the face comes in through the, yep, we're doing that. So there was no suspense, and I should have known from the trailer about how little they gave away what a mess this movie was. It was watchable, I enjoyed it, but I enjoyed it the way I would an episode of TV, not an actual big production movie. I would watch this on a rental, but I would not buy it. I would not pay full price of a theater ticket, and that's why I am going to give Conjuring Part 3, The Devil Made Me Do It, a C. It's not atrociously bad. I don't want you to think that this is terrible. I'm not giving it an F or a D. It's more like imagine if you had a kid who was like on the honor roll, like every single year. And then out of nowhere, one year, they get like a C. You know, it wouldn't be the end of the world. Or even if they got a B. It's just, the expectation is here, and then they just did this. And it's okay, but it's not blowing my hair back. It's a disappointment, and it's, yeah. I just wish they did more with it, you know? I think they could have done so much more, and it just felt kind of empty inside. So anyway, guys, what did you think of The Conjuring Part 3, The Devil Made Me Do It? Be sure to comment down below, give the video a thumbs up, and subscribe. And we're still doing the giveaway for the Saw 5, was it 5? Nope, 8. The Saw 8 movie giveaway. All you gotta do is subscribe, like, and comment down below. You can win that. We're gonna be announcing that next week. And yeah, let me know what you thought about the Conjuring movies as well. Do you like these movies? Have you seen any of those Annabelle or La Llorona movies? I have never seen those. I kind of just stick to the main Conjuring 3. But comment down below, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I've been John. You've been Burned here on Burns Reviews. And we will see you next time.